Let's move on to the other disappointing team we wanted to talk about, the Hornets. This has been strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
I like that video.
Ah, shit.
I mean, obviously, we kind of knew this was coming entering the season. I mean, whenever you start a season off with what Miles Bridges did to them, I mean, it's kind of tough. Like, how do you rebound from that? LaMelo's in and out of injury. They got a lot going on in Charlotte. So I'm thinking, you know what? It didn't work with everyone healthy. Maybe you just kind of trade away. They're shown that there's a market for some of the guys they have on contract. I think it's worth trading them away, getting maybe some young talent back, getting some misfits that aren't fitting on other teams. Let me jump in right to that too. So I'm thinking, here's one that we talked about it, one of the last videos we had, and I know you wanted to see this. So it's the Hornets and the Timberwolves. So Hornets are getting D'Angelo Russell, Wendell Moore, and a second round pick, and Wendell Moore, the GOAT. And Timberwolves are getting Kelly Oubre and Rozier back. Who says no to that trade?
I don't know. I would guess maybe Charlotte says no, and maybe wants another pick out of it. I don't know. Maybe they're happy to get out of Terry Rozier's contract.
4 years. 4 years, 21 million. 4 years, 21 million. They did just offer him. I know they like him. He's obviously a great guy to have around. Give you 20. He's a great basketball player. I understand keep him around, but also D'Lo's an expiring is kind of the idea of this. So they lose off some of that salary that they give off to him, and Kelly Oubre is also an expiring in this case. So, and plus Wolves get shooting. We see the Wolves side. We know what they're getting. They're getting basically less playmaking, more defense, which is okay in this case because they still have Ant Edwards. They had Cat on the floor. They got enough playmakers, I think, for now, and I think Rozier would certainly help that. Also with shooting, and Kelly Oubre would help with shooting and offense, which they're definitely struggling with this year. But on the Hornets side, D'Lo's not a terrible guy. You get a guy that can maybe orchestrate your offense a little better than Rozier comes out. You get a guy that maybe he'll play better. I mean, he's shown that in the right environment, he can play well, like with the Nets and first streaks with the Warriors, and it just kind of hasn't been put together for him on the Timberwolves. He's fourth best player on the starting lineup for them, so it's a little tough for him because I think that's just hurts his mindset. So going to the Hornets, where you certainly have enough time and room to do what he needs. Wendell Moore, it's a nice young talent. We've seen some potential, and might as well grow him there. Start your rebuild. Yeah, they might. I can see them wanting a first. Maybe they'll get 2 seconds out of it, but
Wendell Moore is pretty good. I mean, that defense in the Memphis Grizzlies game the other day, I don't know, man. Might be the next defensive GOAT, looking like a Kogi with some more competent offense. Yeah,
I mean, they definitely need defense out there. They don't have many guys that you can just point to on that Hornets roster that are good at defense. LaMelo's long. He has the ability to defend, but he's also their main playmaker. PJ Washington's not much of a defender. James Buchanan definitely is. They got guys out there that's just not doing it for them. So I think Wendell Moore would be an addition to them, and I think they'd like to have him. But that was that trade. Another one is this next one's very popular. Everyone's talking about this idea. It's the Hornets and the Hawks. I'm sure you have an idea of what this is. So it's the Hornets are getting Justin Holiday and John Collins, and they're giving up Gordon Hayward, Cody Martin, and a lottery protected first round pick to the Hawks. So the Hawks are at the bottom right now for 3-point shooting, which is very surprising for a team with like Trae Young. So they clearly need to get better. I think with a guy like Clint Capella, they've shown that it's not working with John Collins. They need a guy to get out there and spread the floor. They want to play they can't have a guy like John Collins who spends a lot of time in the paint wanting to post up. So you move him out. You get a guy like Gordon Hayward who shoots well from threes, very good offensive player, especially around DeJounte, who's not the best at spacing the floor. So you get a guy like that. I think that's a certain improvement. John Collins moves someplace where he will actually, I think he'll flourish more because he'll go back to being an actual scoring option where he's not really a scoring option anymore. And he gets to play with guys like LaMelo, who John Collins was really, really good next to Trae Young when it was only Trae Young and him. So I think it's very indicative of that. So I think that he'd do well. What do you think of this?
I think the Hawks have been trying to get a good package for John Collins for years, and this one can maybe work. They definitely need some more 3-point shooting. I don't think you should be too surprised that they're not great shooting there because Trae Young actually he shot a career high 3 points last season with 38%. That was great. But other than that, he's averaged about 34%. And this year it's down to 30. So complete fall off a cliff for him. Maybe he's just not getting the right open looks. I don't know what's going on.
You know what it is, right?
I haven't watched enough open games, but I know DeJounte Murray, he's probably getting more of the ball, right? Or
yeah, he's getting a lot of the ball. A lot of it is
diagnosis?
off ball. My diagnosis is that Trae Young is no longer on my fantasy team, and he switched to your fantasy team. That's why he's shooting worse.
Is that why?
Yeah. That's exactly why. Which is just a bummer because if I were Trae, I'd want to be on my fantasy team too. Like we were excelling, we were doing well. I couldn't pay attention to set all my lineups in the playoffs. But that's whatever. That's in the past. A lot of it is him going off ball. DeJounte Murray is, so it's a new offensive system when you insert a guy like that. I think it'll go up. It'll turn around. But I do still think they need better floor spacing with a guy like Clint Capella. Even guys like DeAndre Hunter, they're going to have to clear the space. They got rid of Gallinari, who when they needed to spread the floor like that and open up, they would put him in for John Collins or John Collins at center with Capella out, and they would be able to space it, but they can't. Not with John Collins and Capella running all the time. So I think this would certainly help that out. And they'd get a little... Gordon Hayward's a very easy guy to get along with, so I think that'll help in the locker room because it seems like
he's hurt all the time. He's hurt right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when he comes out, smaller role, like when he's not an actual scoring option, which he won't be on the Hawks, I think maybe he'd be a little better. But yeah, he is hurt all the time. But maybe it's a risk they take. I mean, they still. Who else do they get out of this? The Caleb Martin, who's playing. Wait, Caleb or Cody Martin?
Cody, right?
Cody Martin. Yep, Cody Martin, who played really well for them. He's playing well. So, I mean, you get another stagnant shooter that'll help out. So that'll be nice. But my last trade, this one. I mean, we'll see how it goes. So another team that's very low on shooting right now and just needs any help with offense is the Heat. And I think they would welcome Terry Rozier into there. I think he's a perfect fit for their for what they're doing over there in Miami. I think he's great for their culture. And all they have to give up, so the Heat would just get Terry Rozier, but the Heat would have to give up Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, and a first-round pick. Is that enough?
Yeah, I mean, I could see the Heat doing that and trying to be aggressive, trying to get a score.
They have a slew of first-round picks. I like this because Kyle Lowry's going to be your point guard. When he's on the court, not injured. I think Rozier would be their starting two, and this would move Tyler Hero back to the bench where he excelled last year. There's no doubt about that. He was doing well, and he's struggling as a starting two guard right now. So I think that would certainly put things back to where they needed. They add some needed offense. Jimmy Butler still plays off the 3, and then Bam's at the 5. So I think this would help them out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they were great last year with that as their formation, but they've kind of come back this year with just a worse team. Same guys, but in worse roles. So
and
I think
older.
bringing a guy and older, getting hurt more often. I mean, Jimmy Butler's going to be back now, I think, against the Celtics. But other than that, Martin's been a surprise for them, obviously. Max Strus has been a surprise for them, but they can only do so much. I mean, yeah, the Heat, they pull a lot out of their role players, but they can't turn role players into superstars. I haven't seen it happen yet. I've seen them turn some role players into some quality guys, but I think bringing in a guy who's already proven, maybe they can pull some more out of him. That would be great to see, and maybe Terry Rozier can unlock a new level.
Yeah, and Terry Rozier has proven that he can perform on the large stage. He's been in a conference. He's arguably been one of the more consistent players when the Celtics went to the conference finals with him and Jaylen Brown and a young Tatum who most of that offense leaned on Jaylen Brown and Terry Rozier, and I think they did well. I mean, that's where he got his nickname, Scary Terry. So I think that would certainly help them, and I think he's a dog. He'd fit in. So I think Jimmy Butler would love to play with Terry Rozier, along with everyone else there.
Yeah. Why not? Make it happen.
Make it happen. But those were all the trades I thought of for the Hornets. If you guys liked any of them, if you think none of them are going to happen, you can rate us below, comment below. Just let us know. Hey guys, only balls, only all the time. Like and subscribe to the video. We want to keep making videos for you guys. Tell us what you want us to hear. Wait. Yeah.